Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be sharing my review of Mean Girls the musical, which I recently saw at the Manchester Opera House when the UK tour arrived in the city, and it's actually its first stop on the UK tour. So I actually went to the very first performance of the Manchester run and of the actual whole tour. So I went to go and see the show on Monday the 23rd of February, which was the UK tour's very first performance, and it started at 7:30 and the show had a runtime of 2 hours 30 minutes, so it finished around 10 p.m. and the show has an age guide of 10 plus. So I paid £15 for my ticket because I bought it, I think, not long after they went on sale, and ATG always do affordable tickets. They do so many and you just have to be quick and get them, so they do £15 tickets, and my seat was on, I think it was the very back row of the circle, so it was row Q, seat 23, which was one in from the aisle, and the view was excellent. I thought for the money the view was really good, and I would definitely sit there again for that money. So merch wise, they did have quite a lot of merch, so I'll just read through what they've got, and if I can find any pictures of the merch I'll put it around here. So they had a logo t-shirt for £30. They had a Wednesdays t-shirt, I think it's on Wednesdays we wear pink t-shirt, which was £30. She Doesn't Go Here hoodie, which was blue and it says Doesn't Go Here on it, and that was £48. I was a bit disappointed because I would have liked a nice Mean Girls hoodie, and if they had a nice one I would have bought it, but I was hoping for like a pink one, or maybe a black with the pink logo, but this was like blue with that saying on it, and I just didn't like it. But that was £48. They had a Fetch cap, which was £25, a Fetch beanie, which was £25. They had socks for £18, Get In Loser tote bag for £15. They had a pin for £9, a magnet for £9, which I did buy. I'm not sure where I've put it, so I can find it in a minute. I'll show it you. There you go, this was the magnet, so it's just pink with the Mean Girls logo on, so that was £9, which I think is quite expensive for just a simple logo. But there we go, that was the magnet. There was a Cool Mum keyring for £10, a badge set for £10, a sticker set for £8, a sexy compact mirror for £12, You Go Glen Coco bauble for £15. There was fans, there was 2 fans. There was a small pink one which I think said Fetch on it, that was £10, and then there was a larger one that was silver and I think it said Don't Be Thirsty on it, and that was £18. Then there was also the cast and film soundtracks for £22. There was the Queen Bee book, which is the book which the original movie was based on, so it was based on that book, so that book you could buy, and that was £12. And then they had the programmes for £6. So most people probably already know Mean Girls from the iconic 2004 movie, which was written by Tina Fey, and it's one of those movies that's become such a huge part of pop culture, with so many lines that people still quote today. So this musical version, it first premiered on Broadway back in 2017. It then transferred to the West End, I think was it last year or the year before when it transferred to West End, I can't remember, but I know that I wanted to go and see it, and it literally closed just before we went to London, so I was really excited when they announced that it was going to be touring and it was going to start in Manchester. So yeah, so it's currently touring across the UK throughout 2026 and I think maybe into 2027. So if you don't know the story, the show follows Katie Heron, who is a teenager who has spent most of her life being homeschooled in Africa. So she suddenly finds herself starting at an American high school for the very first time, which is obviously a huge culture shock from someone who's been homeschooled. So she ends up befriending Janice and Damien, who introduce her to the like complicated social hierarchy of the school, which includes the most powerful clique of all, which is the Plastics, who are led by the intimidating and incredibly popular Regina George. So Katie ends up joining their group as part of a plan to sort of get revenge on Regina, but things sort of quickly spiral as popularity and power actually begin to change Katie. So yeah, it's funny, chaotic and surprisingly relatable, while also exploring themes of friendship, identity and learning to be yourself. So visually, the production is really slick. It's vibrant and it's constantly moving. The staging shifts quickly between locations like classrooms, bedrooms and party scenes, which keep the pace of the show really high and helps the story flow smoothly. So the costumes are exactly what audience would hope for. They're stylish, character driven and of course very pink when required. So the Halloween party sequence in particular is a real visual highlight, and it's one of the most memorable moments in the show, I think. So musically, the score has a real strong pop influence, which fits the tone of the story perfectly, and it keeps the energy high throughout the evening. There are lots of standout songs in this show because I absolutely love this soundtrack. So I've been listening to this soundtrack for years before I'd even seen the show, and I actually also really love the musical movie. I know a lot of people don't like it. I love the musical movie. I watch it all the time. I really love it. I just love all the songs in this show, so it's hard for me to pick favourites, but some strong ones are probably Revenge Party, World Burn, I'd Rather Be With Me, Stupid With Love, Sexy. There's just loads of really good songs in this. There's a lot of bangers, lots that you'll be humming on the way home. So I love the music in this show. One of my probably top favourites is probably Revenge Party, which is such a fun, energetic moment as Janice, Damien and Katie start putting their plan into action. It's incredibly catchy, and the staging for this and the choreography make it a real highlight. And like I said, another one that I really enjoy is Janice's powerhouse anthem, I'd Rather Be With Me. It's another huge moment that gets an amazing audience reaction, and Georgie Buckland, who plays Janice, has an amazing voice. She's such a powerhouse, and yeah, I just love her version of that song. She's incredible, and the song really showcases her vocal strength as well. So to be honest, across the whole production, the vocals are incredibly strong, with the performers delivering powerful performances that bring both big pop numbers and the more emotional moments to life. So now's probably a good point to talk about the cast. So across the board, the cast deliver fantastic performances, combining strong vocals with brilliant comic timing. Emily Lane brings warmth and sincerity to Katie Heron, capturing her journey from awkward outsider to becoming part of the Plastics and ultimately rediscovering who she really is. We then have Vivian Panker, and she commands the stage as Regina George, delivering the role with icy confidence and undeniable presence. And like I said before, her performance of World Burn is a real standout moment in the show. We then had Chiara Dario, and I thought she perfectly captured Gretchen Wiener's sort of frantic desperation to belong, while Sophie Puret, I thought she provided some of the evening's biggest laughs as the wonderful Karen Smith. We then had, like I said, Georgia Buckland and Max Gill, who are just fantastic as Janice and Damien. They sort of act almost like narrators in the story, and they bring lots of humour and personality to the production, and I thought they worked really well together, those two, and I thought they had great chemistry. We then had Faye Tozer from Steps, and I thought she was wonderfully versatile. She seemed to switch between multiple roles. She was actually playing 3 roles. She was playing Ms. Heron, Ms. Newbury and Mrs. George. So she's playing Caddy's mum, Georgina's mum, and the teacher, Miss Newbury. And I thought each character felt distinctly different, so I thought she did a really good job playing all three roles. And also the wider ensemble, I thought they also brought huge energy to production and really helped to create this really polished and cohesive show. So I thought the entire cast were just fantastic. So now it's probably a good place to go through the programme and show you what's in here. Okay, so I'm just going to quickly show you the programme. So inside, as usual, we've got some information of some upcoming shows to the Palace and Opera House. We've got an advert here for Something Rotten, which is a new musical which is premiering in Manchester in June. And then we have the cast's biographies. So we had Emily Lane playing Katie Heron. Her theatre credits include Sally in Blessings at Riverside Studio, Anne Boleyn in Anne Boleyn the Musical at Hever Castle, Minnie Fay in Hello Dolly at the London Palladium, and she also played Anna in Frozen at the Theatre Royal Drury Lane. That's some stuff that she's been in. We then have Vivian Panker, who plays Regina George. Her theatre credits include Elena Beck in Dear Evan Hansen, the UK tour, so I did see her in that and she was really good in that. She also played Heather Duke in Heathers the Musical at the Other Palace, and she has also played Judy Burnley in 9 to 5 the Musical UK tour. We then had Faye Tozer, who played Miss Heron, Miss Newbury and Mrs. George. Faye is obviously best known for being a member of Steps, but she has done quite a few theatre things as well. So her credits include 101 Dalmatians UK tour, 42nd Street UK tour, Singing in the Rain at Sadler's Wells, Toronto and the UK tour. Everybody's talking about Jamie at the Apollo Theatre, and that's just a few things that she has done. We then had Chiara Dario, who played Gretchen Wieners. Her theatre credits include Jordan Baker in the original London cast of The Great Gatsby, and Gigi and understudy Ellen in the Miss Saigon UK and International tour. We then had Sophie Perrette, who played Karen Smith, and her theatre credits include Emily Hobbs in Elf the Musical at the Aldwych Theatre, understudied and played Daisy Buchanan in The Great Gatsby at the London Coliseum, understudied and played Sarah Brown in Guys and Dolls at the Bridge Theatre, and those are just a few things that she has done. Next we had Georgie Buckland, who plays Janice, and her theatre credits include Andy Sachs in The Devil Wears Prada. I did actually see her in that when we went to London and she was fantastic. She has an amazing voice. Other things she's been in is she played Ginger in Shrek the Musical UK and Ireland tour, and she's been the ensemble / cover for Angela / Mrs. Hobdy in Disney's Begs, Knobs and Broomsticks, the original cast, UK and Ireland tour. And that's just some stuff that she has done. We then had Max Gill. Their theatre credits include Babs in Charlie's Aunt at the Watermill Theatre, Greta in Fangirls at the Lyric Hammersmith, and Big Mac in The Boy in the Dress at the RSC. That's just some things they've done. We then have Ben Oatley, who plays Aaron Samuels. His theatre credits include first cover Marius in Les Miserables at the Sondheim Theatre, Prince Charming in Cinderella at the Regent's Theatre, and Maxie Boswell in Becoming Nancy Workshop. Then we had Karim Zarola as Kevin Granata. His theatre credits include Aladdin in Aladdin at the Beck Theatre, Here Come the Boys at the London Palladium and UK tour, Peter Pan at the Half Theatre, and King Julian in Madagascar in the UK and international tour. So we then had Joshua Elmore, who played Mr. Duval. His theatre credits include Lola in Kinky Boots for Simply Theatre. And we then have the ensembles that we have Charlie Bernard, Rebecca Bryant, Michael Dean Wilson, Savannah French, Fergie Fraser, Thomas Gotterbird, Trisha Kumar, Sadie Levitt, Arjun Mandara, Jesse Odelay, Stefanos Petri, Tori Louise Ryan. It's a big ensemble. Lilia Squires, Che Willis, Jenny Huxley Golden, Charlotte Perrette, Jack Rose, Jaden Tyrone, and there you go, that is the cast. So we then have the cast list, ensemble and swings list, covers list, orchestra, the crew, and then have the creative team's biographies, information about ATG, coming soon to the theatre. So currently I don't think I have tickets for anything at the Palace or Opera House. Oh no, I've got one. I've got Waitress. That's the only thing I've got so far at the Palace and Opera House. I got Legally Blonde booked at Liverpool Empire. And yeah, that's it so far. And there we go, that is the programme. So there's not a lot in there really. It is just really the cast biographies, and that is it. And that was £6. So overall, Mean Girls the Musical is funny, energetic, nostalgic, and just a really fun night at the theatre. It sort of captures everything fans love about the original film, while also embracing the scale and excitement of live musical theatre. I thought the atmosphere in the audience when I went was fantastic, with a lot of people dressed sort of in pink and clearly treating the night as like a full girls' night out. So yeah, there was a really good atmosphere. I think it was sold out that night as well. So yeah, it was a really good atmosphere there that night. And actually, my brother was there. I actually ended up meeting my brother there at the interval. He was like 3 rows in front of me in the circle, so that was really nice. And he was really enjoying it, and his husband was really enjoying it as well. So yeah, I would say whether you have grown up loving the film or you're discovering the story for the first time, I think this show is guaranteed to make you laugh and make you leave with a smile on your face. So yeah, and it was definitely a bargain for £15. So yeah, I ended up giving the show 5 stars. I just really enjoyed it, and I'm gonna try and go and see it again when Lawrence goes, my husband. He's going in a few days time, and I'm gonna try and get a ticket for the same day as him so we can go together, because I really want to see this again before it leaves. And I might even go to Liverpool and see it, because it's just such a fun show. So I hope you've enjoyed this little vlog and review video. If you have, please do give it a like, don't forget to subscribe, and I hope to see you again in the next one. Bye.